Hello world, man, this is Robert Scott. We out here in the heart of Buckhead. We in Rio Tuscan Grill, about to interview Glenn S. He's actually coming out with a new EP, man, a new artist coming from Alabama. Been in Atlanta for a couple years, so he's got a little something to say. He got a little sound to him. We're doing this for ENDEE Online. Let's check it out. Glenn, man, tell us when you first started making music.
First started making music back in '06. Back, I guess, senior year, like, seriously. I mean, you know, I was writing songs my whole life, or, you know, rapping or whatever, like, you know, in the shower or whatever. Me and my boy Bias decided to start rapping. I mean, he already had rapped, and I knew he had rapped because he told me something a couple years before about a freestyle line he had said on the bus. And so I had just hit him up one day, like, yo, I think we had both rapped, you know, forever. I mean, everybody, I think at this point grows up rapping, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, how niggas used to grow up singing, people grow up rapping now.
As far as your sound and your music, man, can you describe your sound?
I rap, so I mean, there's some hip-hop element to it, but besides that, when we're making the music, you know, we listen to a lot of different stuff, so it pretty much is just based around what we're listening to at the time. We have a lot to draw from. I know when I was making the bulk of the music that's coming out in these 3 volumes, I had listened to a lot of Prince right beforehand, so I was really into like some really bare electro pop drums and whatnot, and that was like that, and I knew I wanted to build like really pretty melodies around these really bare, harsh drums. And after that, you know, I mean, but that was 2 years ago, so I mean, it's definitely grown, and I met Chris Mack since then, so he's definitely shaped the album, you know what I'm saying, and us learning everything, and now we're production partners, so there's a lot that's come from them, but that was definitely the main thing we're thinking back in like '09. Besides that, I mean, we don't really like try to make hip-hop beats or pop beats or anything. Like, I hate when niggas are like, yeah, I mean, I got some pop in my sound, I got some rock in my sound. No, you know what I'm saying? Like we just make music and whatever, you know, I guess people are gonna call it, they're gonna call it, but we listen to a bunch of stuff so we can draw from a bunch of stuff, so we just make music.
In your opinion, being an independent artist or being on a major label, you know what I mean, describe how you feel about, you know, going either way, you know what I mean, staying independent, and would you want to go to a major label?
No, not really. I mean, major labels work for the biggest artists, but like, you know, I don't think that that is the only place you can be a star at is on a major label. Right now it's beneficial to the biggest stars, so that's why we only see our biggest stars being successful in these labels, and we don't really see our biggest stars outside of these labels, because it really does, it's beneficial to them. As far as being an independent artist, in terms of being independent from a major label, I would like to stay that forever. As far as being an independent artist and only being able to play to crowds of 100 people, I would like that to end tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, I guess it really depends. Like, I know we were discussing earlier, you know what I'm saying, just everything about, you know, exactly how major artists, you know, work and whatnot, and I would definitely love to be a major artist. And like, you know, I think that major artists could work without a major label if ever that was a necessary thing for them to do. Right now, major labels work amazing for major artists, you know what I'm saying? So like, the only people really looking outside of that are the lower level artists who really don't have the capacity to be bigger. But one day we will see someone as big as Drake. I thought Tyler the Creator might be headed that way, but he signed to Sony. But somebody like Drake or Kanye or Jay completely say fuck the label and start going to the retailer themselves, start going to the, you know, the marketing agency, the advertising agency themselves, and start dealing with things that way. And so once one of the major stars, or once someone becomes a major star that isn't right now and they decide to go that route, I think we will see that that is not even an alternative, but just as good a route, or a route that might be more beneficial to the art and the artist.
Tell us about the new project. Tell us about it.
It's called Volume 2, A Day in the Strife. At the same time, it's a sequel. It is the next step in our sound. Like, it doesn't sound like Volume 1 as much as you can tell it's of the same roots, you know what I'm saying? So those are, I guess, the differences in the similarities. Musically, it's completely different. Like, it should be, you know, we've changed. It should be, you know, 5 months better. It should be definitely like, I hope this one blows the other one out the water. We actually have live piano, live guitar. Last album was only electric guitar. But in terms of just like, I guess where the character's coming from, it's the next step in the story, but it is still the same character for sure.
Okay, any features, who'd you work with on this album, or who would you want to work with?
I work
other projects.
Let's see. Okay, I worked with, for this album, 3 producers, Tokyo, Todd Marshall, and June. And then Chris Mack, which is the guy who I worked with on everything. We pretty much went through and co-produced everything and, you know, brought it to a level that kind of matched, you know, the songs that were written on him. And he's also a guitar player, so he played guitar on everything. And then rapping wise, my boy Bias is on 2 tracks. And then I vocally, I don't know, I always forget to say the vocalist, but I worked with Tokyo sang some, Earth Tone sang some, our boy Tandy sang some, so, and Bias actually sang some. So there's a bunch of vocalists. I think there's a vocalist on every track. I guess in all honesty, man, I would prefer to work with the people I've been working with. I don't know, like I would say that the staying around the same people is what keeps you making music that is true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you grow with those people, so that also, I think, kind of attributes to like when you see like a Dre 3000 or a Kanye, and you see that like he's been, you know, Mike Dean's been co-producing records on his album since Late Registration. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you see the kind of collaboration he does. I know like for Late Registration, which was like the first time he really stepped out of his box, Kanye decided to work with this. He had done some records, but he was really a film scorer, John Bryan. And you know, that's my favorite Kanye album, one of my favorite albums, especially in hip hop of all time. And I would like to do something like a collaboration like that, someone outside of my field. But as far as music is concerned, you know, Dre was saying it the best, man. You stick with the crew you came with, man. Like, and you grow within that crew. Yeah, what's good? It's Glenn Sadler. I would say we got a new album coming out, Volume 2, A Day in the Strife, and it'll be dropping on FartherOut.com for free, and check out BrickWaugh Films also, because it's dope shit, in my opinion.